You for tuning in, and thank you for joining my channel. So the creation of this channel is because I get a lot of people asking me all the time, what is credit card processing? How does it work? How do you make it in this industry? I have business owners tell me all the time when I go on appointments, well, I process credit cards in my business, but I don't understand it 100%. So before we move forward on anything, can you sit down with me for 10 to 15 minutes and break it down? So initially, this is the first purpose of this video. If you like any of my content, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Mainly, I consider myself a warrior who's gone out there and slugged it out in the field for about 4.5 years. I've been through many different scenarios. I have small mom and pop accounts. I have large corporations. I have chain accounts, and I have name brand accounts. So I've dealt with a lot of different stuff, and I've got a lot of no's, but fortunately I've got a lot of yeses too. So hopefully with those kind of experiences, I'll be answering your questions as we go, and it'll be absolutely my pleasure to do so. So on this first video, I want to tell you pretty much what credit card processing is and how it works. So when you're taking cash to a business and you give them cash, they get 100%, right? You give them 20 bucks, it's 20 bucks. You give them 50 bucks, it's 50 bucks, 100 bucks, it's 100 bucks, and so on. All right, you add a sales tax to that sale, bada bing, there's your sale. The owner gets 100 bucks, okay? Now, with credit cards, when you're selling a good or a service, a subscription, whether you're doing it online or whether you're doing it in person, there's a fee for the business owner to pay to accept those credit cards. Now, I'm going to break down one fee for you so that you understand, and then I'll go into pricing mottos just so you get it a little bit. When you go up and you sign up with a name brand bank, I'm not going to mention any of these banks by name, but you can say that they're financial institutions right around the corner from most of our homes, or at least we have one within the local area that you can walk into these financial institutions. You can get an actual banking account, a checking account, a savings account, and you can also do your credit card processing there. Now, the way that these pricing scales and banks usually work is when the business owner walks in there, this may have been you at one point in time, or this may be someone that you're talking to, the bank will sit them down. They'll say, so I understand that you want to start doing merchant services with us. Is this correct? They'll say, yes, I do. So I'm going to tell you our rates and our fees and tell me if you'd like to accept it. When you accept a debit card, the debit card's going to cost you, for this example, let's say, 1%. Bank's never going to go that low, but let's just say, all right? A keyed-in transaction, someone calls on the telephone. A strip doesn't work on a credit card when you punch it in. Anything that has to be called in, and some debit cards just fall to these buckets, it's going to be a mid-qualified rate. And we're going to say that's $1.50. All right. Credit cards for this hypothetical scenario are going to be $2 out of every 100 bucks, 2%. Now it's very, very easy to understand. All right. The business owner says, okay, let me just see if I got this. So a debit card's 1%, a keyed-in transaction's $1.50, and every single credit card that I take is going to cost me 2%. The bank's going to say, hey man, you're a smart guy, you got it. Then they're going to try to slam them with the POS system, right? They are. So that's typically how it works. Now, when you're asking yourself, how do I do this as a profession? How do I understand how the rates work and all that stuff? I'm going to dive into it a little bit so you get the general understanding, and the rest I'll share with you is public information. You can look it up your own self. So a debit card. I live in California. Wherever you live, I hope it's around the same range, but a regulated debit card is 5 basis points and 22 cents a transaction, right? So that's 27 cents if someone did an even 100 transaction. Okay, $100 transaction in that scenario, right now when I'm making this video, is 27 cents. Now, the bank does not disclose this information, although it is public, to the business owner. They just tell them it's going to be 1%. The business owner understands it. Okay, there's 1%. All right, it costs 27 cents. So there's 73 cents mixed up in there that the owner's not seeing that goes back as a profit to the bank. All right. Now, when Visa, MasterCard, whoever, American Express, JCB, name your card brands, make a credit card, they say this thing's going to cost you $1. It's going to cost you $1. When we as credit card processors run those transactions, and there's $1 that's charged to the merchant for that particular kind of card because Visa said it cost $1, we still got to pay Visa that $1. So you're asking yourself, so if Visa makes the cards, Visa gets the money, How do you guys get the money? We mark it up. All right. Now, I feel like it's my job as a consultant to go into the business and show them which parts we can't touch out of their bill. And I'll show them and I'll say to them very simply, this portion of your bill, sir, I can't touch it. You know why? Because that all goes back to Visa. Depending on your processing statement and what they call it, these are called interchange fees. So if you're a business owner and you're tuning into my channel, thank you very much. But you want to look at your credit card statement and the whole portion that says interchange fees, we can't do nothing about that. I wish I could. I wish I could discount the whole thing for you, but I can't. Now, there's company fees that are on top of that. Now, the only way that you could see interchange fees and company fees side by side is when you have an interchange plus pricing program. How does that differ from how the banks do it? I'll tell you, and I'll tell you, if you think it makes sense. So if I was going to tell you that I'm charging you $3, all right, $3 out of every $100, that's your fee and that's your rate, and you accepted it, that's all you know. So you accept it and you come to the conclusion it probably doesn't get any better than this. This is my bank. I think they're giving me decent rates. This is Brenda at the bank. Brenda's not going to fuck me, man. But maybe she is. Or maybe you just don't know. Or maybe they got to make money. Now, this is one thing I'm going to disclose to you, that people in banks, when they set up your credit card processing accounts and they set up these accounts for business owners, they only get paid on these things for a year, right? So in the circumstance, if someone's getting paid on this account for a year, do you think it'd be in their best interest to market high? Or do you think it'd be in their best interest to market low? It is definitely in their best interest to market high, so they, as a worker for the bank, can make money on this account and as much as possible for the allotted amount of time in which they get paid on this thing. Now, a person like me, I get paid on it for life. And if you're looking to get into this industry, you will get paid on it for life. If you're a business owner, you need to hear this anyway, just so you know how the price works. Now, while that model is widely accepted by people, it's called tiered pricing, and that's the first one banks and even some credit card processing agents like myself are going to extend to you. It doesn't mean it's the best pricing model. You don't know how much the cards cost. All right, so if Visa makes that card, MasterCard makes that card, that is undisclosed to you. All you know is 3%, 2%, what have you. Now, when you do an interchange plus pricing, or if you're a merchant service guy offering interchange plus pricing, you have to show the business on the credit card processing statement how much those cards cost. All right. Now, in this circumstance, we have a small set markup. Why is that important? Because the business owner, rather than getting charged 3%, may be getting somewhere in the realms of 250, 260, 270, maybe even around 2%. Okay, for these cards. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot of savings on an account that's only doing $5,000 a month, but on an account that's doing $80,000, $90,000, $50,000, $3 million a month, it's completely relevant because the profit margin in which you're charging them has to be low, because that's the only way you can negotiate the account in the business owner's favor. So, if you're looking at interchange and you're looking at markups on your credit card processing statement, you're going to only focus on the markups because the interchange, you can't touch it. If you're doing an analysis for a credit card processing statement for a business owner, you got your pen, you got your paper. The first thing you need to tell them is all these interchange fees, sir, it's usually on the second or third page of the credit card processing statement. I can't touch them. So if you think I can do something about this portion of your bill, and it's usually the larger portion of the bill, I'm sorry to let you know that I can't. All right? So you only focus on that little bit of markup. Now, the markup is defined as a basis point. All right? Credit card processing guys, you need to get familiar with that term, basis point, because you can't touch that interchange pricing because that goes back to the guys that made the credit cards. But you can mess with the basis points that's getting charged to the business owner. Okay? Even though when you come in, the business owners are going to be paying those interchange fees, right? They're going to be paying those. And when you leave, they're still going to be paying those interchange fees. There's nothing that you can do about it. What you can do is you can decrease the basis points, which is a profit margin of the people that currently have the account. And you can lessen it if that's what you're going to do to obtain this account and give the business owner a better deal. So pretty much in a nutshell, and before I waste too much time, That's how it works. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. So when you're going out there and you're talking to someone that's in this industry, and they're telling you, hey, you can make a lot of money doing this. You get residual income. You're going to get a lot of money in this career. You can, and they're not lying. But it's really a long-term game, and the more you favor those business owners and the more that you realize that the business owner is the boss, the farther you're going to get. And it's just basic business. Now, if I was going to come into a business, okay, and they're going to be a new business opening up, and I could price them any way that I want to, kind of like when people walk into your local bank. I could totally take advantage of you. I could shark you. I could eat you up. But it wouldn't do me any good, and it really wouldn't do your business no good, okay? So I'd never, ever do that. What I would more transparently try to do is have a consultation on my first round, all right? And you're talking to a business owner and you're explaining it to them. There's a certain tax per card. You can accept that as a tax, the interchange fee that goes back to the people that made the cards, and then there's going to be my little markup. Let's say that you're charging them 30 basis points, which for me, I would only get 30 cents profit out of every transaction, out of every 100 bucks that rolls through the business. They processed 200 bucks, I made 60 cents that month. Yeah, that made 60 cents, okay? And then on top of that, when you're a credit card processing guy, you as a worker have a percentage. So business owners, you guys need to know this too. When you're sitting there negotiating with the credit card processing guy, you're negotiating to lower these fees for you, but you're also taking away from what he's going to make on that account at the end of the month. Some guys don't have a lot of accounts. They're going to go out there, they're going to grind, they're going to be tenacious, they're going to keep on fighting, okay? And they're going to try to price them as high as they can. People like myself, my associates, and many people in my LinkedIn network have enough accounts to where all our bills are automatically paid already, and the only thing that we can do, and our main focal point when we come into a business and talk to them, is to lower those fees or bring in some technology that better benefits the business and make them happier than they were when we leave than they were when we came. Okay? So that's a general idea about what you can do. Now, when you look at those basis points, credit card processing guys, and you say, well, I wonder how much I'm going to make on this account. My credit card processing manager tells me to send in these credit card processing statements. They give me analysis. I give it to the business owner. I explain to him that he's going to save 250 bucks a month. He's absolutely in love with me. I'm a local guy. I signed up the paperwork. But damn, how much am I going to make a month off this account? Now, when you start in this industry, you get something called the Schedule A. Okay, the Schedule A is saying what you can buy your rates for, and then it's within your discretion what you sell them for. And like I said, don't stray. Sell them all at Interchange Plus because you'll keep your accounts. It's a long-term strategy. When someone else walks in on your account and they see that you put them on Interchange Plus in the first place, there's nothing that they can do, right? They can maybe save them 15, 20 bucks a month. It's not going to be worth it to the business owner if you actually service the account and just don't skate out on them and leave. If you're going to get into this industry, you don't have to do it every single day, but you should take a lot of cracks at it because the longer that you stay, the more you're relevant to the people that you set up accounts for, and you can get that long-term money coming in. Now, 30 basis points, okay, on a $50,000 per month account is something that you need to put into your calculator, okay? If that's what you're charging, okay, and you're saying, on this account, he's doing $50,000 a month. All right, I'm charging him 30 basis points. All right, so hit equal in your calculator. All right, that's 50,000 times 0.0030. You see that number right there? I hope you did that math. That's your profit margin on the account. Now, all that money doesn't go to you because someone's got to print the papers, someone has a customer service center, someone has to run all these transactions through Visa and MasterCard secured network, and someone has to make sure these guys are PCI compliant and following all the rules that you have to follow when you accept credit cards, and that would be the company. The company absolutely has a share because they do a large portion of servicing the account. Now, I know you think you can go out there and talk to these guys every day, maybe it's your uncle, your cousin, but they're going to play a large part in the role of servicing these guys on a monthly and an annual basis because there's many things that they need to do and there's many kind of regulations that they need to understand, and you don't got to worry about all that. All right, you worry about your percentage split. Now, If there's 500 transactions going on in that business and your buy rate's 3 cents, all right, and you're charging them 10, all right, you're going to be making 7 cents profit on that account. Now, you do 7 cents times as many transactions as they have, you hit the equal button, and your percentage rate is there. That's how much you're going to make. There's your profit margin, okay? Times that by your percentage rate. Now, also, if you're at a 50% split, I'm sorry to say, I hope you're at more than a 50% split. If you're going to be doing this for a long time, don't bite at the first offer from AVZ Processor. You got to do a little bit of shopping around. You got to try to go with someone that's at least going to give you a 60 to 70% split. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take that 30 basis points. I hope you have that number in your calculator already. You're going to times it by 50,000. All right. Now you get 6/10 of that. That's your profit margin. Okay. Now you can think of what you're going to make on an account in 1 month. All right. And business owners, if you're sitting here watching this video and you did the math, now you know that these guys don't really make a lot of money compared to what you think they make versus what you pay. You're saying, man, I'm paying you rat bastards $600 a month. Well, a lot of that $600 a month is going to interchange, and it's going back to the people that made the dang credit cards, and the credit card processing guy who you're trying to drag through the mud ain't making shit. All right, he might be making $30-40 a month off your account. You're doing all this work, and you're worried about how he's going to handle it. This guy's doing it for $40 a month. All right, and you sit there negotiating with the guy. He's negotiating with you. You guys come to terms. You hopefully find a deal that meets you both. But that's about what the people make on these accounts. So now you know how to know what the guy that set up your account is making off your account. Okay, and it's not all that money, because trust me, I've had people tell me, hey man, screw you, pal, I'm paying you guys $300 a month. Well, yeah, you're paying $300 a month to process your credit cards, and I ain't getting no $300 a fucking month. Just know that, all right? So with that being said, I just wanted to give a little bit of insight on generally how this stuff works. If you guys ever need any help, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can reach out to me here. I'll put my telephone number in the comments. I'll put my LinkedIn profile in the comments. If you guys have any questions about what's going on with your business, are my people treating me right? Is everything ethical with my account? Are there any unnecessary fees? Which can be. Don't trust every person that walks in your door. You really got to let these accounts run for a couple months, and you see if they're charging you any excess fees, because they couldn't make money off the markup on the account. And every company is not the same. Okay? So credit card processing guys, if you guys are vetting a company, if you're here because you don't know how it works, I'm going to unload a boatload of content on you guys. I'm going to tell you some more stories on what I experienced in the field. I'm going to tell you how many no's I got. I'm going to tell you how to get around them. And I'm going to show you how to focus on people in a way that you can help them and you're not trying to make money off them. Because when you first learn about this business, you're going to learn that it's flooded. All right? And if you're a business owner, I don't got to tell you that. You can learn that it's flooded. It's got a lot of guys. There's a million people that are trying to do this thing because they heard you can make residual income. You can set up accounts and you can make money without working every single day, unlike the job that you probably have right now. And it's true. All right? But, be cautious out there, because there's ethical companies and there's non-ethical companies. Okay? And you cannot tell who's an ethical company and who's not an ethical company by going on Ripoff Report or looking at a website review, which probably a lot of you guys are doing. Who's this company that just wanted me to work for them? What's your average guy make? Right? Let me look these guys up on Yelp. Oh, man, everybody said that these guys are shit on Yelp. Nobody says that the company's shit, but people are saying that the agents that set up the accounts are shit because they're not like you. They didn't research before they went in. They just went out there and they started writing prices all over the place. They didn't understand things, and they tried to explain it in a way that they didn't understand to someone who is curious to understand, so it'd be in their best benefit to get into a conjunction and a relationship with this company in the long term, and making sure that they're okay by making that decision, but they got steered wrong. So sometimes when you read these things about these credit card processing companies, you're gonna read that. These guys came in there and they set my rates to one thing, and then the rates rose. You might hear that a lot. You might say that the machine's messed up, You might say that people snuck in a lease on the machine without me knowing. You might hear different things like, I thought I could take food stamps, and I give them my food stamp number, and now I can't take food stamps at all. Someone set up my account wrong. Now I'm losing money. So these are all things that the agents do because they don't learn how to do this trade before they get out there in the field. It's like 90% study, 10% application. So if you get out there and you study this thing and you try to do the right thing and you prepare your presentations before you talk to somebody, you learn that it's all relevant to helping them. So put your heart in the right place, put your mind in the right place, get out there and help somebody. And if you need anything else, you know where to find me. This is my first YouTube video. Hit the subscribe button. And if you don't hit the subscribe button, I'm just going to keep making dope-ass content until you find something that you like. So I'll see you guys in the field. Thanks for viewing it.